As the 2021 NBA Draft finally happened this Thursday at Barclays Center, it provided us with some shocks and surprises, so as a result of this video, we're going to talk about the top 10 picks in the NBA Draft in depth and grade each one based on what they bring to the team that drafted them and whether they fit in that team system or not. So let's find out. What's going on YouTube? It's your boy AC3 back with a lit video, because you know I drop the best content out here. With this video, I'm back with another upload, which took me a while to edit it considering how long it is. So please, in honor of my efforts, and if you're new here or still unsubscribed, please really consider hitting the like and subscribe button, since each one does help and make an impact. Now other than that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the video. The 2021 NBA Draft happened to be in person this year, unlike the 2020 Draft, and was one of the most hyped up classes with amazing and talented players who have the potential to be future superstars in the league. So as we're talking about a future superstar, let's talk about the Detroit Pistons' first pick, which was unsurprisingly Cade Cunningham, and this pick was of course an A+. Everyone expected this to happen, and I strongly believe it was the right choice, since Cunningham was the most developed and NBA ready player in the entire draft, where he was spectacular in his time with Oklahoma State, putting up 20.1 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game on 43% from the field and 40% from 3, and is considered huge for a point guard, standing at a crazy 6'8" height. With how tall he is, he can easily shoot over smaller opponents and can bully them in the paint too, considering how athletic Cunningham is. As a result, with the Pistons picking Cade with their first pick, it was the right move in my opinion, and he will be the guy to lead their young and rebuilding team. Next up, with the second draft pick, we had the Houston Rockets take Jalen Green from the NBA G League Combine, and this still deserved a solid grade of an A-. Now this one was a bit of a surprise, since some people believe the Rockets would have taken Jalen Suggs instead, but they ultimately won with Green. This was most likely because of Green having more experience from the G League, and him overall being the more solid player, but regardless, it was a great choice for the Rockets. It made sense for them not to take Evan Mobley, since they already have Christian Wood, who basically had a breakout season this year, and now with Green on the team, they have a young and dynamic backcourt in Green and Kevin Porter Jr., which could be something special. Green will bring a lot of scoring for the Rockets, where in the G League program, Green put up 17.9 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 2.8 assists per game, and will continue to shine in the NBA. Up next, with the third spot, the Cleveland Cavaliers went with Evan Mobley, and this draft pick gets a B+. This is because the Cavaliers already have a lot of centers in Jared Allen, Larry Nance Jr., and Kevin Love, so with the addition of Mobley, there will have to be a huge split of minutes between them. Regardless of this fact, Mobley is still a very talented center, where he stands at 7 foot tall, and with his time at USC, Mobley put up 60.4 points, 8.7 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 3 blocks a game on 60% from the field, and he will further strengthen the paint defense for the Cavaliers. As a result, the Cavaliers will have a very strong backcourt with the addition of Mobley, and people should definitely watch for Mobley next year. Now with the fourth spot, here's where things get really interesting, where the Toronto Raptors shocked everyone with their pick. Instead of picking Jalen Suggs, as expected, they went for Scottie Barnes with their fourth pick. Now honestly, this wasn't a bad pick at all, but was just unexpected, so I'll give this a B. Scottie Barnes is a 6'9" guard, and although he didn't put up very impressive stats in college, where he had 10.3 points, 4 rebounds, and 4.1 assists per game, Scottie is still pretty solid. His defense was extremely solid, and he does a bit of everything, which would be good for a rebuilding Raptors team. He will most likely take some time to develop, as he struggled offensively in college, but when he does, Scottie will be a good and solid role player for sure in Toronto. Afterwards, in the fifth spot, we have the Orlando Magic, and since the Toronto Raptors passed on Jalen Suggs, the Magic obviously went for him, which for sure deserves an A+. Suggs was earlier on projected to be a top 3 pick, so for him to drop to number 5, it was an absolute steal for the Magic. Suggs is an amazing leader on the court and has led Gonzaga in the March Madness tournament this year, where he put up 14.4 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 4.5 assists a game on a ridiculous 60% from the field. He handles the ball well, has nice court vision, and is what the Orlando Magic needs, and with a young backcourt with him and Cole Anthony, the Magic will have a solid backcourt along with their other young players such as Mo Bamba, so it is a good environment for Suggs to succeed in. With the 6th pick in the draft by the Oklahoma City Thunder, it was a surprise as well, where they ultimately went with Josh Giddey, and it threw everyone off. This is because Giddey was projected to be lower, such as around the 10th to 11th pick, but instead, the Thunder decided to take him at the 6th pick. As a result, I believe this pick was a C, since the Thunder could have picked a more developed player than Giddey, who's still very raw and needs a lot of time to develop. This is because he is a very streaky shooter, and he just isn't quick enough on the court and isn't really shifty. Don't get me wrong, he was still really good in the Australian League, putting up 11.1 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 7.4 assists per game, and put up a couple triple-doubles in his time there, but the Thunder could have gone with someone like Kuminga instead, and that would have been a way better fit since the Thunder already have some young centers as well, such as Isaiah Robbie. Now with the 7th pick, the Golden State Warriors chose to draft Jonathan Kuminga, and this pick deserves an A. Kuminga, although is very underdeveloped right now, would fit nicely into the Warriors system and arguably has the highest ceiling out of all the players in the NBA draft. He does a bit of everything on the court, similar to Scottie Barnes, but is more athletic and just has a lot of talent. In his time with the G League program, Kuminga put up 15.8 points, 6 rebounds, and 7.2 assists a game, which shows how much he can do on the court, but the one major flaw about his game is his shooting. During that time, Kuminga was very inefficient, having a 39% field goal percentage and a miserable 25% from 3, but with the Warriors development staff, they could help him get a jump shot, and he could potentially be a player like Jaylen Brown. In the 8th spot, the Orlando Magic had this pick as well, where they went with taking Franz Wagner and played it safe, which deserves a solid B+ grade. Wagner doesn't have an extraordinary high ceiling compared to players like Kuminga, but Wagner is a very solid player and is for sure NBA ready. Unlike most of the other players, Wagner stayed one more year in Michigan, and in his second year there, he averaged 12.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, which were strong numbers. As a result on the Magic, Wagner will provide shooting and strong defense, which will make an impact on his new team. Now nearing the end, with the 9th pick, the Sacramento Kings chose Davion Mitchell, where the grade here is an A-. Mitchell has had plenty of experience with college basketball, where he finished his 3rd year at Baylor this year, averaging 14 points, 2.7 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per game on 51% from the field, and a ridiculous 45% from 3. As a result in college, Mitchell was an extremely deadly shooter, and on the defensive end, he was such a strong perimeter defender that he arguably has the best perimeter defense in the draft, and is just a nightmare matchup for opponents. Consequently, with the Kings being a defensively weak team, Mitchell will make a huge impact on there. Finally, with the last spot on this list at number 10, the Memphis Grizzlies went with Zaire Williams, and the grade for this pick is a C-. The reason why the grade for this pick was so low was because Williams didn't have a good season at Stanford, and there were much better options on the draft board at the time, such as Chris Duarte or Moses Moody. Williams struggled immensely at his time with Stanford, where even though he was known as a scorer, Williams only put up 10.7 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists per game on an abysmal 37% field goal percentage and 29% three-point percentage. As a result, the Grizzlies could have chosen a more NBA-ready player. But what do you guys think? Do you guys believe I graded these picks correctly, or did I misgrade any of them? Let me know about all your guys' thoughts in the comment section below, and please, if you made it this far, please hit the like and subscribe button, and of course until next time, AC3 out!